Telegraph, and Trump has reassured anyone worried he might suddenly become a dictator by saying, yes, he totally would, Kerry.
He said that he would. That's very Trump, isn't it?
It's so Trump.
As typical of Trump, he's decided to own it rather than say, no, I wouldn't, as anybody else would. And that's good. There's too much denial in politics, you know, so he said that. And it's kind of questionable. When I read it first, I wondered what he meant. You're not going to be a dictator, are you? That's what Hannity asked. And he says, no, other than day one. And I'm wondering whether he meant on day one he's going to become a dictator, but he doesn't make that clear. He says, after that, I'm not a dictator. So he's only going to be a dictator for a day. And being Trump, I don't think he's going to get that much done in one day. And we're seeing all kinds of exaggerations saying, this is Julie Chavez Rodriguez, which is Joe Biden's campaign manager, saying he's been telling us exactly what he will do if he's re-elected. Tonight he said he will be a dictator on day one. Americans should believe him. But if we're going to believe him, then we have to believe he said he's only going to do it for one day.
These people are total losers. It was a joke. He said it in front of a live audience. Watch the clip, and he goes, except for day one, and then he points a hand. He goes, he's going crazy. Like, it's total banter.
Also the
left, gets a big laugh.
The left love dictators.
Of course they do.
They love dictators. They should like him even more. And also, there is an advantage. I don't like dictators, but there's an advantage to dictators is that the people in the country never get blamed for anything they do. Yeah, you blame the dictator, whereas in a democracy, you blame the country.
Well, I wish he'd be a dictator. He'd probably dictate some great stuff. But Steve, I mean, look, he's joking. This is the new only Rosie O'Donnell. Remember when he deflected that question about women, like, only Rosie O'Donnell. He's like, only on day one. It's classic Trump. It's banter. Now, admittedly, if you take it seriously, it's probably chilling. But he's actually just joking. And it turns out all he meant was he's going to close the border with Mexico and he's going to drill for oil. That's all he meant.
So, no, it definitely is a joke. I mean, although I suppose it's slightly worrying because it's not like dictators are known for giving up power. So for one day, it speaks to me on day two about how much you still really love day one.
They're also not really known for their sense of humour, so there's not many joking dictators.
This was the first. I still think you're right. This is a distraction. For me, the bigger worry is Georgia. This is a guy who wants to be able to call up and say, get me some votes. And if ever he gets in a situation where he can call up and get those votes, even if you like Trump, you shouldn't want Trump to win that way. Because he's broken the system then, and the next thing you know, some potential president that you don't like has the same chance of making a phone call and ruining the system. That is the big worry.
Well, to me, to get serious for a second, I'm far more concerned about the Biden administration. I mean, some of the January 6th things. I mean, there was one guy, they hit him with a charge so harsh. This guy just wandered into the Capitol, didn't break into anything, gave himself up to the FBI immediately. They hit him with this charge for a potential 9 years in jail, and he actually killed himself because of the stress and pressure of that. To me, that's far more like a dictatorship, I have to say.
But have you just done a whataboutery when talking about being able to rig elections?
I don't mind doing a whataboutery. It's a whataboutery saying, actually, the Democrats are projecting when they worry about dictatorship. I looked at a poll recently, who's more dangerous to the United States, Hamas or the FBI? And 92% had said the FBI. I mean, I'm far more concerned about that than Trump's banter, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the banter, this is just a joke.
But the question is where the banter stops, because he's also spoken about targeting his political rivals when he's re-elected, and he's described them as vermin and promised to deliver retribution, and he hasn't said he's only going to do that for one day.
He could have gone with the retribution thing. I think it's quite moderate that he said, all I'm going to do is drill and stop the border.